2 million, a number that Floop thinks you should pay attention to for two reasons. One, it is the average number of eggs that a woman will have in her entire lifetime. And two, it is the number of coins that were allocated for Athena's DAO pre-auction. Athena DAO, the first ever DeSci play, which is focused specifically on women's healthcare. Now, in today's video, we're gonna go through Athena's DAO. I'm gonna give you all the positives, all the negatives. We're gonna go over their tokenomics and the fact that they just launched their coin literally a week ago to start December off hot. If you like this kind of content, if you're a fan of decentralized science, hit that like button, subscribe, because that's what the channel is all about. Right here, you'll see that I am on Molecule's website, one of the best resources, in my opinion, for decentralized autonomous organizations specific to DeSci. You'll see that Athena DAO is actually the second or the third largest contributor to scientific research. As far as a function of dollar signs, they are right behind Valley DAO and a little bit behind Vita DAO, but they have funded 2 total projects. Their treasury has $432,000 in it, and they are making their mark in the industry. We'll go over these 2 projects that they funded both back to back in just a little bit. But right now I want to go through their website, talk about their Discord, what their mission is, and some of their tokenomics. So, funding women's health research. Athena DAO is a decentralized community of researchers, funders, and advocators working to advance women's health research, education, and funding. You can join their community. We can watch their video really quickly here.
This is about you. You, and especially you. You and all other beautiful women. Because you are built differently. Literally. Women have unique health needs and experiences that require specific attention and study. Yet, biopharma's investment in women's specific conditions are just 1% of their total spending. And the medical sciences continue to underfund studies focused on women, even among diseases that affect women most of all. Athena DAO is giving women an opportunity to act and be part of the decision-making and funding the scientific breakthroughs that impact their lives. Let's change the landscape of women's health research.
You know what's interesting? A very unique fact here. I was talking with my sister, who is halfway through her pregnancy right now, and she is suffering from heartburn and just acid reflux. We know what's causing it. We know a lot of stuff about it, pretty much everything you need to know about it, but there is really no treatment other than just eating a ton of Tums. That's absurd to me. It's something that pretty much every woman who goes through pregnancy is going to experience it, and yet there's literally nothing that we do to prevent it or treat it. Nothing targeted specifically. And so that kind of stuff, probably not the leading thing that they're looking into research, but that fact right there outlines it perfectly fine. Because as much as my girlfriend in the other room right now is probably listening to me and what I'm about to say, and she's punching the air in celebration, but like, it's because men are not suffering from the heartburn from pregnancy. It's just the reality. So they're trying to change that here. What does Athena DAO do? They source, fund, and incubate academic and industry research and development. This is no different than every other decentralized science DAO that we've covered. I've gone very in depth about the procedure of a DAO in other videos, so I will try and link it here if you want to go check that out. I want to focus specifically on what sets them apart, what makes Athena DAO different. Decentralized science, all of these DAOs that are focused in specifically on niche subjects in the realm of scientific research are going to have very fruitful futures, in my opinion, because they're literally filling a very targeted niche. There's a large group of people who suffer from different varying diseases. Specifically, in this case, there's a lot of women out there. There just are. A lot of them are suffering from different diseases that are underfunded and don't get as much attention as some mainstream diseases that are ubiquitous across populations. So they have a very real possibility here at disrupting and kind of filling that gap that is the lack of research in this sector. So as far as the tokenomics behind everything and the coin, we're going to touch on the coin right here because they just launched their coin literally at the start of December. December 1st, they launched their coin. or it began trading, you could get it on Uniswap here. It's currently sitting at about 50 cents per coin, 45 cents. Their token sale initially was at 12 cents per coin, 12.5 cents per coin, I believe. And that is because of a bunch of cool little stats here. 12.5, which is the average age girls get their period, kicking off their fertility journey. So they started it at 12.5 cents, kind of to symbolize that. And like I said at the beginning of this video, 2 million tokens went to their pre-sale, and that's 2%, which represents the average number of eggs a woman will have over a lifetime. So kind of cool. They're really taking this full blown. If we look at the token economy, the ATH token, which is unique because it's all-time high, or Athena DAO token, is the cornerstone of the Athena DAO ecosystem. The ATH token is earned by contributing work, data, intellectual property, or funds to Athena DAO. Its fundamental role revolves around curating, funding, and incubating the best women's health-related intellectual property out there. Again, we've gone over the virtuous cycle of a DAO many times. It's interesting to me, and what I would pay attention for moving forward with this, as this seems to be the path that most of the decentralized science plays have gone down with their coin. They launch. Shortly after, they integrate features for you to be able to earn the coin simply from contributing. So right here, it seems as if the way to earn it would be by contributing that scientific research. But I'd pay attention for mechanisms to actually be able to earn the coin just from vetting research and voting and participating in the community as much as possible. Second, I would pay attention for a major dilution event to come in the near term. We saw Data Lake do this, where they're taking 25% of an increase to the current circulating supply and distributing it to everyone who wants to lock up their Lake tokens for some liquidity. Gene is now doing that as well, because these things are extremely illiquid, and it usually only takes a few tens of thousands of dollars, like 10, 20 grand, to move the price substantially. If I went into Athena DAO right now and on Uniswap tried to buy $10,000 worth of the coin, I imagine this coin would go up to 70, 60 cents pretty instantly. So a 50 to 60% pump pretty quick, because they're all super illiquid. So I'd pay attention to that. And there's no better way to pay attention to it than by joining their Discord, which is something that I went ahead and did for us. So I joined Athena DAO. I got this nice welcome message, and it explains to you where you should go to check everything out. You can see major announcements coming in, such as them literally launching the token, getting on Uniswap and CowSwap, which I've never heard of CowSwap before. They just had their token sale not too long ago, and people are very happy because they immediately got essentially a 3x on their money, a 4x on their money. So anyone who was able to go into it, they have an entire section on ATH token talk, so you can get their official token contract so that you know you're not sending it to a malicious contract here. You get the 3x from the pre-sale. Everyone is relatively active in here. I'm probably the only guy who's online right now, which is kind of funny. Maybe not. Leo. Could go either way. And if you go to their general outside of the introductions, you'll see that they're fairly active. I'll scroll until we get to yesterday's talk. So I think that was around here. December 2nd. Oh, December 3rd. There we go. So a decent amount of activity each day. That's good, because the community, the token is really only going to be as strong as the community. That's just how DAOs work, because you need a strong community to fund the research for that virtuous cycle to start. The starting is the most difficult part. How Athena DAO operates: you get members who get tokens. The tokens fund research. The research generates IP. The IP is either successful or not. That generates more members as it draws in new eyeballs on that DAO, on that IP, on the research. More members get more tokens, and it continues on this virtuous cycle. So that is the path, that is the way for all DAOs. And really, that's all communities. That's how a community is started. As far as token distribution, we got 70% will be kept unminted and held within the Athena DAO's treasury. The strategy is aimed at ensuring the organization's long-term sustainability. 10% for community token holders. This represents the token that will be made available at various funding events, with 2% going for the Genesis auction. That's that 2 million coins that we talked about. 12% for core early contributors and allocations for the first 24 months of the DAO. This will ensure that contributors are incentivized to keep growing the Athena DAO ecosystem, and 8% for expert service providers. such as BioXYZ and Molecule, providers of the IP NFT framework, and other future providers. So I'd pay attention for any major unlocks that come up. Luckily, only 20% of the token has that potential, and within 2 years, all of the early contributors will have unlocks of their tokens. So then you really only have to look out for the early funders, the people who were able to make the framework possible. And that's 8%, so that's not too crazy. I will say, pay attention that if 2% is going for the Genesis auction, and that was 2 million coins, that means there is a maximum supply of 100 million coins. So as you do your price analysis, pay attention to that, because if we only have a circulating supply of somewhere around 2 million right now, maybe a little bit higher than 2 million, you have to understand it's going to get diluted excessively as we continue to grow and expand and fund more research. Luckily, the coins only are coming out of the treasury if it's going to fund something. So the more active, the more coins go in circulation. The less active, the less coins. And hopefully the activity and funding these research protocols will grow the community faster than the token issuance dilutes the value of the coins. I'll put all the links to everything into the description of this video. I really recommend you guys go check it out, as they are so unimaginably niche that I don't see a way in which this does not end up being fruitful to some capacity. The riches are in the niches. I know it's a different way of pronouncing niche, but that's a saying that I heard not too long ago, and I felt like it is applicable here. Briefly, before I close out of everything, I want to go over the 2 research fundings that they recently did. So $120,000 into a pathway to delay ovarian aging. This is fairly interesting, as both of these researches seem to be targeting specifically pregnancy and how to have better ovarian health, right? The follicle survival for targeting for, Because next to that $120,000 that they funded a couple weeks ago, we have $102,000 that they just funded, targeting the ISR for ovarian follicle survival. So both of these are very specific to something that women only can benefit from. That is the purpose of this. So hopefully we get to see some fruitfulness from all of this research that is getting funded from all these decentralized science DAOs. I'll keep you updated. And if you like DeSci, make sure you hit that like button. Again, decentralized science is such an early days opportunity for people, so be careful, pay attention. Athena DAO is one that is getting recognized by entities such as Binance here. Binance put out this vertical integration of decentralized science for people to kind of get an eye of everything, and you'll see specific focused areas underneath funding is Athena DAO. So make sure you are paying attention to this one. I think it will be worth it. It was one of the ones that got requested the most in some of my most recent videos, probably because the token got launched. Your time's your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. I think it was a good overview of what Athena DAO is and where they might go in the future.